All right, friends, it's T and I'm back with a new video, man. We're going to do a video again on Jason Blaha, the one and only Jason Blaha, the strength and fitness channel. The gym, lifting, gear, fitness, recruiting slave himself, Jason Blaha. All right, I'm going to do a reaction video to Blaha's video. Blaha says carbohydrates are essential to human health and performance. All right, let's find out if it is.
Dietary carbohydrates are absolutely essential to human health and performance. Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and I thought I would chat with you guys.
Drugs are absolutely not essential to human health. They destroy human health. That's what they do. That's what they do. This type of energy is based on drugs. It's a plant, and it destroys humans. It destroys any carnivore. If any carnivore were to eat these energy foods, it destroys them over time.
And gals, a little bit about this today. All right, this is one of these topics because there is a...
And here's another thing about these so-called energy foods, these drugs. They're filled with phytotoxins, which... I love the explanation, man. It's like getting an injection of a shot of chemotherapy is what it is. Yeah, that's the same stuff. The stuff that you find in these plants, the phytotoxins, they're found in chemotherapy for people that take chemotherapy that are suffering from like cancer and stuff. That's what they give them. That's what you're eating. You're feeling the same symptoms that they're feeling too. The bloatness, just everything, the inflammation. Your cells, they inflame in your body when you eat these because that's what phytotoxins do to your body.
Biological statement and nutritional statement.
And they destroy your cells in your body. They destroy you.
Made that is factual, that ketogenic people and other like hardcore extremist diet advocates completely misunderstand. They'll always say, but you know, carbohydrates are not an essential nutrient, okay? But the word essential doesn't mean not massively.
Carbohydrates aren't essential nutrient? Carbohydrate is not a nutrient. What are you talking about? This guy's crazy. It's not a nutrient. Not for people that are carnivore. And you are a carnivore. You're a carnivore, you eat meat. That's not a diet. You understand me? It's a behavior. It's a behavior, dude. And Blaha behaves very artificially.
Beneficial. What the word essential means in nutrition is that the human body doesn't have the...
I would say not just Blaha, but the majority of the world is behaving so artificially at this point. And they're behaving more and more artificially as time goes by. I mean, look at this Brian Johnson guy, the longevity dude. He's one of the most artificial people I've ever seen. He tries to look for everything artificial for longevity when he doesn't want to look into nature for longevity. He wants to look at artificial things.
Ability to make it out of a...
He thinks that he could be better than nature. You can never be better than nature. Never, ever. Nothing that you do as a human will ever be better than nature.
Other stuff, okay? So we need to be clear here. The amount of essential like macronutrients is actually, they're non-essential ones, is actually really, really small. Okay, so they don't understand this statement, meaning there's 8 essential.
Here's another thing. Nature prevents you from building muscle because it protects. That's why, what's an adaptation? The protective effect. It protects you from what? From whatever's damaging you. You understand me? From any type of damage, your body will protect you from damage. And getting any further damage, it will protect your body by doing what? By strengthening that avenue. That avenue will become a lot stronger, so now it's resilient from further assaults or attacks. That's the whole point. Now, if you don't understand what an adaptation is, I suggest you look it up.
Amino acids, there's 20 total amino acids, right? There's 2 essential fatty acids.
20 total amino acids. Plants are deficient in amino acids. They're deficient in nutrients.
Out of like 50 different ones that we eat regularly.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need a context for that statement. But the other context
Yeah, meat is not deficient. Animal products are not deficient in any nutrients or amino acids. Yes, okay.
here to keep in mind is, of course, that we need carbohydrate.
Look how ordinary and skinny he is. He's a lifting slave in the gym. He has transformed himself to the perfect lifting gym slave that I have ever seen on YouTube.
Okay, we absolutely have to have glucose. It is
How
our
many people do you know that lift every day, make videos every day on YouTube lifting a weight, and that are in a garage, and they have their own little home gym in the garage, in their little prison called the garage?
body's primary fuel source. We have cells in our body that can only run on it. So we do.
No, the primary fuel source for mitochondria is animal fat. It's a known fact. Science will tell you that. That is the preferred energy source. Carbohydrates, NCBI PubMed will tell you, they'll explain to you that if you eat these drugs called carbohydrates over time, they'll destroy you. That's what will happen. You'll be destroyed, dude.
Need to be clear here. There are cells in your body that cannot even really burn fat for fuel. They require glucose.
No, if your body requires glucose, it can produce it. It'll produce it if it requires it. But according to tests that they've done in science, 1 gram, the most that a human body can process is 1 gram a day. That's the most you can process. Why do you think you become a diabetic eating all these sugary foods?
It is, again, our preferred fuel source, even for some of our muscle tissue. We have.
How does your body adapt to all of this sugar that you're taking in, which is more than 1 gram per day? The majority of people that are out there, how does it adapt? Well, it increases insulin. Okay, so the insulin is increased to the point where it's sky high to remove the sugar from your body. Okay, but at some point you go over a certain limit where it can no longer protect you anymore. And so what does the body do? It just shuts it down completely. It just shuts down completely. It wants to stop you from eating the sugar completely. So if you eat it, you feel really, really, really bad. Every time you put it in your mouth, you feel really bad because at this point, it can no longer protect you. And you got a disease called what you call diabetes. That's what you call it. And you can die. You could die. Without the insulin, you'll die eventually. So it's preventing you from eating sugar. And plus you can die. So it's like this. These CrossFit people, they come in and they start, your body's protected from any more damage, okay? It's protected from getting damaged. But they force this damage in a damaged state already. So they're in the gym and they're working out 6 hours straight, vigorously, trying to break down proteins in their body, and they're like busting it. Your body's trying to protect you. It's saying, stop doing this. And then a disease comes out. Now proteins are breaking down and they're no longer building up anymore. So you end up in a stupor. You start sleeping like you're in a coma. And then you could die. You could literally die. So they end up with a disease called rhabdo. See? Remember, the insulin thing, you ended up with what a disease called, we call it diabetes. Now you end up with a disease called rhabdo. Now you end up in the hospital. They have to induce you in a coma, and that you'll be in a coma for over a week period because that's the recommended time for the body to bring back your natural levels. You understand me? So yeah, one bodybuilder didn't even realize. He said he was sleeping a lot. I was sleeping a lot and I couldn't get up and I got more and more sleepy because he got rhabdo because he over exercised his muscles. They were breaking down and they were not building up proteins anymore. Get it? That's not how muscles grow. Muscles regenerate through a repair and a remodeling. They can only get damaged once. But if you keep breaking down proteins, that's totally different. So you're exercising thinking, I'm going to get bigger by breaking down proteins. Get it? And then rebuilding them. They don't rebuild. they only go back to where they were, homostasis. They don't get any bigger because without these nuclei, additional nuclei, that domain is not supported. It can't further any more growth. Understand, dude?
Some of our muscle fibers that cannot utilize fat for fuel. They only, when they contract, use glucose.
Yes, they do. They all of mitochondria in your body uses fat as fuel.
Okay, carbohydrate is our preferred fuel source.
Carbohydrate is not your preferred fuel source because we never ate drugs before. We never farmed. When we didn't farm, how did we survive? We ate animals. Nobody farmed. When the colonists came here, because they started farming, the colonists from Europe, when they met the native people of North America, they were like, hey, these people, they don't farm, they eat meat. You see, they saw something they didn't understand because at some point they lost that. They thought farming was natural. You understand me? And when they saw these people living a natural lifestyle off the land, eating buffalo, they're like, hey, they wanted to take that away from them.
We absolutely need it for athletic function, performance, all these things.
Absolutely not. Drugs, you don't need drugs for athletic performance or any of these things. You're just using them because for those purposes. It's mostly to make you work like a slave, to squeeze blood out of a stone, make you work, make you get up and go to work. That's the whole point. That's why they feed you these energy diets, these drugs all day. You're on drugs all day. You just don't realize you're deteriorating faster than you're aging. That's why you age, because you're eating drugs, dude.
We need it for life also, even at that level.
No, we don't need it for life. We don't need it for anything whatsoever. He's lying to you. He's making it up.
Why it's non-essential. In other words, we require it at such a level that our body has learned to make it out of other things.
Yeah. If your body needs it, it can make it, but it doesn't need it.
Because we will die within minutes without it. So our body is actually...
No, you'll die without a sufficient amount of animal fat. Because if your cholesterol goes to a certain level so low, you'll die. Yeah, you'll die. If you have low cholesterol, you'll die. Yeah.
Adapted to, because we need it so much. It is so...
We have not adapted to it. We have not nothing. You could adapted means protected. I just told you before. We've adapted. It's protecting you by what? Your fucking insulin is sky high. If your insulin is sky high, you're deteriorating faster than you're aging. Get it? Yeah, man. Because it's anabolic, dude.
Critical that has become a non-essential nutrient, meaning our body says we have to have it so badly that we will find ways to make it out of anything.
No. If your body needs it, it'll make it. And the most it can process is 1 gram. So what is he talking about?
And we literally do. We can convert protein into carbohydrate.
We can't convert protein into a carbohydrate, but it can, in your body can convert, like turn certain things into what you would call glucose, but not carbohydrate. Oh man. There's no carbohydrates in protein. There's 0 carbohydrate in protein. There's no carbohydrate, okay? It's 0. You can look it up if you don't believe me. All right? So he's full of shit. And this whole conversion thing, yeah, your body can do certain things in the body, can move things or convert certain things. If it needs glucose, it'll create it out of whatever's there, whatever's coming in. I don't know. Maybe it's out of the animal fat, the protein. I can't tell you right now. All right, if you're eating your natural diet, maybe it's the eggs. I don't know.
Okay, it's a metabolically expensive process, and it's not clean, but we can do it.
No, really, you don't say.
Through a process called gluconeogenesis, we can take the triglyceride backing off of a fat molecule and make small amounts of it. So even if all we're having access to is fat, our body will find a way to get some glucose, and it will make it. Which also is an interesting thing, which ends up leading to people on.
You get something called glycation. That's another thing. When you eat all this sugar, you get something called glycation. The glucose destroys the cell, causes DNA damage. That's what it does.
Certain types of keto diets having high blood sugar.
But this is not difficult to read up on the internet. They already know this in PubMed and CBI for glycation, dude. That's the worst thing that can happen to you.
Just an FYI. Because they're insulin resistant due to the saturated fat they eat. So again, we need to be clear.
Oh, you don't get insulin resistance because the fat that you ate, animal fat. What are you talking about? You become insulin resistant because of all that fucking glucose. Your body's trying to lock it out from going into the cell. It's trying to protect you. It's adapting by not allowing all of it to go into the cell. That's why people say, well, you're insulin resistant. You're resistant because you have so much fucking sugar in your body. That's why you're resistant, duh. Because it's like, oh, but it doesn't let the amino acids inside the cell. Well, how can it let the amino acids inside the cell if it's trying to block out the sugar at the same time? Duh. Get it? So that's the adaptation process, protecting you. If it was to open up the cell to everything that was coming in, you'd be dead. You understand me? Shit. So you want to be insulin sensitive? Stop eating sugar. You understand me? You understand, dude? It's kind of obvious.
On these points, we have to have glucose. We prefer it. It is not a negative. In other words, the human body.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. You'll look like Blaha if you eat carbohydrates, these drugs. You'll look like him. 85 years old at 47, okay? Going on 90. All right? In the next 5 years, he's going to look 90 like that guy, I Am Longevity. I Am Longevity is 60. He looks like 120, dude. All right? Now, Blaha's 47. All right? He's not far off from 60. I don't know, what, 13 years or something? So, man, when he reaches 60, Blaha's going to look 120 too as well, like I Am Longevity. Dude, get it?
Unless you already have a metabolic.
Because of glycation. And he's exercising at the same time. So think about it. You're stressing, exercising your body. Your body needs the cells. They need to take in these nutrients. They need the nutrients. But you're taking in so much carbohydrates and you're exercising. See what I mean? So you're going to force it. It's going to be unprotected at some point because it's trying to protect you. But you're like, no, fuck it, man. I'm going to exercise my body to death on these drugs. And it goes, but we need these. But then the cells are like, but we need these nutrients, bro. Yeah, but we're trying to block out the fucking glycation, bro. Get it? And they're like, fuck it, man. We need it. And then they just absorb it. And then, oh, man, you become a melted candle like Blaha, dude. Get it? Yeah, I understand, dude, how the human body works. I think all you need to study the human body and then study botany, dude. Then you're going to finally understand what the fuck is going on there to you. You think exercise is healthy for you, eh?
Condition, in which case you've got.
Maybe it could be healthy if you're not eating these drugs all day. Maybe.
Got way bigger things to worry about, okay? You have a very serious medical issue to where you don't tolerate glucose well. There's a reason those conditions are deadly if left on.
Glucose is poison to humans. It's poison, dude. Get it? He's stupid.
Treated. They're deadly if left untreated because we have to have glucose. So if you don't process it and handle it.
You absolutely do not have to have glucose. If your body needs it, it'll produce it.
Well, say different types of diabetes.
Your body can only process 1 gram a day. 1 gram, what is that? A little capsule, dude.
So if you don't process it and handle it well, say different types of diabetes and stuff, for example, you are in serious trouble without access to medicine. Like the drugs are what's keeping.
You are in serious trouble without access to medicine. You don't need medicine. You don't need anything. Doctor, my arm hurts every time I do this. Stop doing that. Doctor, every time I eat sugar, I feel sick. Don't eat it. You understand me, man? You understand, bro?
you alive. Like, you're going to die. You're going to have organ problems and everything if you don't get medication. So that's why it's a big deal. So people say, well, I don't handle it well. Yeah, you need to sort your medical issues then.
What? People say they don't handle it well. They're like, I don't handle it well. They don't listen to their instincts. Those ones were listening to their instincts. I don't handle it well. And Blaha's like, oh, you need to seek medical help then. What the fuck, bro? This guy is the most unnatural human I've ever seen. He doesn't even listen to his instincts.
Because you have to have it.
Like, you'd think at some point you'd look in the mirror at yourself and go, shit, yeah, man, this shit's destroying me. This exercise and eating drugs all day and injecting them too.
But for everybody else who has not been born with, say, type 1 diabetes, which is a tiny, tiny number of people.
Me personally, I'm trying to ramp up a bunch of other things. I'm learning more and more. I'm eating a lot more marine life and animals, and they're making me younger. They're making me better and younger. I mean, even what's his name? That carnivore doctor guy or that girl. What's her name or whatever they call her, carnivore. I don't know. I forget the guy's name, the Canadian guy. He's always talking on the internet. His daughter is like on fucking carnivore, some bullshit, whatever. Anyway, so yeah, his wife said, "Oh, we're getting younger." She goes, "We're on carnivore diet. We're getting younger. You're not really on a carnivore diet. You've just eliminated eating plants. That's about it, really. You've eliminated the drugs called carbohydrates." So they're like, we're getting younger. Yeah, you get younger when you stop eating drugs all day, dude. Have you ever seen drug addicts, like hardcore drug addicts in the street? Look what they look like. They look destroyed. That's what you look like, destroyed too.
By the way, so people need to quit using that as an excuse. Or you have a lifestyle-inflicted disease like type 2 diabetes. Okay?
You have a lifestyle-type disease called diabetes. Yeah. You became a diabetic, but it doesn't last very long because your body will prevent you from eating that sugar because you'll feel bad every time you eat it, and then it'll go back to normal. Yeah. The way your body adapts, it adapts all different kinds of ways. It can prevent you from eating certain things, adapting by not eating, so then it can go back to normal. It'll prevent you from eating sugar. Your addiction will go away very quickly. Trust me, every time you put that piece of sugar in your mouth, you're going to feel really bad. And that's going to stop you from eating the sugar, bro. Get it? Yeah. But what do? Man, you're all artificial. You go to the doctor and they give you insulin shots. And you continue in your behavior, which will shorten your lifespan and you will die.
Then you need to sort your health. Because type 2 diabetes is 100% lifestyle induced. We get it by
it's lifestyle induced. Eating these carbohydrates, which are drugs, lifestyle induced.
treating our body like a garbage dumpster.
Like Blaha, he treats his body like a garbage dumpster.
Well, yeah, I mean, you've got a metabolic issue now. Fix it. And you're going to have medications until then.
Well, what Blaha is doing is he's eating the drugs and then he's exercising. This is meant for slaves. They fed the slaves these drugs called carbohydrates, and then they got them to exercise, like build pyramids and buildings and stuff and all that. They put them to work, bro. Get it? Factories, whatever. Gardening, picking apples from the trees, put them out in the field to work. These slaves, and then they feed them these energy diets, and then they suck the life out of them, and then they die, and then they make kids, and then they feed them this energy diet too, these drugs, and then they keep working. That's the whole point. But what's his name here? He does it voluntarily, Blaha. He eats the drugs and then exercises repeatedly every day in the gym to keep burning that energy so he doesn't get a chance to get any disease. But eventually it'll catch up with him. Eventually it catches up with you like E equals MC squared. What is it? The speed of light catches up with energy and then explosion. Eventually, the speed of light will catch up with energy. They'll meet and then boom.
Right? But the glucose was never the problem. We don't have metabolic issues as a result of consuming glucose-based foods. That's not what the research has shown over the decades. And again, we come over to, let's talk about health.
Yeah.
Longest lived populations on the earth, all of them, eat carbohydrate as their predominant macronutrient.
Absolutely not. The longest lived people on the planet are those that eat meat, that they're not deficient in any nutrients. They eat meat. Yep. And those are the blue zones. They eat meat. They eat meat, bro. Get it? Yeah, man.
All of them, every last one of them.
They have pre-recorded things here. Native people lived more than, I don't know, like 200 years or something eating buffalo.
All of them. All right.
If a disease didn't get them or something, or they didn't get killed hunting or fighting or whatever, they would live to 200 or maybe longer. Who knows?
Not saying some of them don't eat some more healthy fats than others, and some don't eat more protein than others. They do. But all of them eat more carbohydrate than any other calorie source. They all do.
He wants to convince you that something destructive is going to make you young and make you live longer. Wow, this is really insane. He's crazy. And look at how old he looks. That's what this does to you. Glycation, dude. Glycation does this to you. And exercise. You understand me? Not only are you eating drugs and causing this glycation, but you're exercising at the same time. Wow. Very destructive. Two things.
All the longest lived society.
Exercise doesn't build bodies. It's not based on regeneration. Now, I'm not saying that doing something specifically to regenerate your body is unhealthy. It can definitely help you, but it should only be done periodically, not consistently. But like I said, why does this nervous system adapt to you lifting heavy weights? Because maybe you're building a ship or building something or doing something, so it adapts that way. Get it? That's all. It gives you that kind of strength. And so you want to keep maintaining that phony artificial strength in a gym. Once you got it, you're like, I can't let that go because I have to show I'm the strong guy. So you keep lifting there like a gym lifting slave forever. You've enslaved yourself to lifting something. It's elusive. You understand me? It's elusive, bro. You're not happy. You're destroying your life, man. Just let it go. If you want to get permanent strength, well, then regenerate your body, regenerate your muscle, regenerate muscle, which is very complicated. Learn how to go on instinct, bro. I went on instinct. That's how I discovered muscle regeneration. I went on instinct and I discovered it. I discovered what damages muscles and I discovered what builds muscles. Yeah, I know that animal products build muscles, but they don't build them if you're adapted already and you've run out of these nuclei. See what I mean? But they will build them if you get additional nuclei and get a regenerative bout. A regenerative bout means unaccustomed. Unaccustomed exercise will get you a regenerative bout. But exercise that is frequent, you're accustomed to, there's no more regeneration. There's no regeneration. So what is going on exactly if you're just exercising yourself? You're accelerated aging. You're increasing your metabolic rate, which shortens your lifespan. And you're aging yourself, dude. That's it.
Ladies. All right? Get that out of the way. All the most elite athletes on earth, 99% of them consume high carbohydrate diets.
They do. That's why they retire early. Hockey players in the past, they ate a lot of meat products. If you see the hockey players from like 50s, 60s or something, I mean, you had some fucking guys still playing hockey at 55, 60 practically. Why? Because they're on animal products. But now these people on these energy foods, they drop off already in their 30s. Some already in their 20s, in their late 20s, they retire. They're so done in already. They're so destroyed because drugs destroy you, called carbohydrates.
Hey,
They destroy athletes.
this is a requirement.
They destroy athletes and your athletic ability. That's what happens over time.
Plus all the other things, the fiber. You'll have the same thing. They'll try to claim, many of these people, you don't need fiber.
I can tell you this, Ronnie Coleman, you say, well, him lifting heavy, doing these things, taking drugs, destroyed him. Yeah, definitely. I would say the drugs, which are from plants, which is a drug, and the food that he ate destroyed him. The carbohydrates destroyed the shit out of him.
Actually, the top researchers in the world have been saying for over a decade that they want fiber to be classified as an essential nutrient. Okay, because we can't make it, and it's kind of critical for health. It's critical for gut health. It's critical for regulating a lot of things in your body, for your gut biome. Healthy gut biome requires a significant amount of fiber in your diet. Okay, that affects everything from your immune system, depression, heart health, everything. This is what the emerging data is showing, that eating a wide variety of fiber types seems to be critical for gut health.
Absolutely not. Fiber, how could fiber be healthy for your gut? It's absolutely not healthy for your gut whatsoever. You can't digest fiber. It's crazy. What's the matter with this guy, man? And the stuff that's in it, these phytotoxins, they destroy you. That's found inside that fiber.
Okay, so we need to be very clear on that.
Yeah, that shit's gonna. I'll tell you what, the shit there that's containing a lot of it, this so-called whatever you're eating in there, the carbs from it, that carb, when it converts to sugar, man, you're in for a big surprise.
All right. So again, you've got people who are trying to claim the opposite out there. They're just flat wrong. The data doesn't support them. These are fringe, pseudo-religious maniacs who
Sure.
ignore science, ignore data.
Yes,
Right?
yes, we're fringe maniacs. We don't, we shouldn't listen to our instinct. Yes, we shouldn't look in the mirror or listen to our instincts when it's destroying us, causing us enlarged prostates, kidney disease, liver disease, fatty liver. Our teeth are rotting, falling out in pain and everything. No, we shouldn't listen to our instinct because it's destroying us, right? Yeah, okay. That's already the first sign. Why do you think there's dentists on every block? That's the first sign. If your teeth are going, dude, you're on drugs. Drugs destroy your teeth. When they exhume these bodies from the past that ate meat, they had all their teeth, dude. They have all their teeth.
So again, when people throw that word essential around, they need to understand that. And the funny thing is, the same people who are like carbohydrates are not essential.
Yes, not essential. They're not essential. How do people survive not taking showers for like weeks and months at a time? They didn't take a shower. You didn't use soap. They didn't use soap or take showers or wash their hair or anything. They didn't brush their teeth. They didn't have any toothbrushes or anything. How is it that when you exhume these bodies, they look really healthy? The bones are really thick and strong, and oh, sorry about that. I think I went too fast here. So how do you think what do you think they were doing back then? And then they exhume these bodies and they have all their teeth and everything. What do you think's going on there, dude? See what I mean? So yeah.
Biome. Healthy gut biome requires a significant amount of fiber in your diet. Okay, that
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
affects everything from your immune system,
No, it
depression,
doesn't.
heart health.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. He's lying.
Critical for gut health.
No,
Okay, so we need to be very clear on that.
no, no, no.
Doesn't support them. These are fringe, pseudo-religious maniacs
I love that one. The Singe pseudo-religious maniacs. Yeah, okay.
who ignore science, ignore data. All right. So again, when people throw that word essential around, they need to understand that. And the funny thing is,
Yeah.
the same people who are like carbohydrates are not essential usually eat enormous amounts of other non-essential nutrients and claim that they're great.
We eat other non-essential nutrients? Like what? There's non-essential nutrients. I eat meat, bro. I eat my normal, natural food that I'm supposed to eat as a human. They all have essential nutrients. All essential nutrients are there, like marine life and animals.
Like saturated fat, which isn't.
I eat saturated. I eat the fat that's on the meat. You're supposed to. Why would you discard it? Other hunters never didn't stop to say, hey, you know what? We shouldn't eat the fat that's connected to the meat. We should drink the blood and eat the organs and eat the meat, but we shouldn't eat the fat that's on that meat. I didn't think that a hunter would stop and actually say that. Come on, dude.
Right? It's probably one of the least desirable sources of calories you can consume from a health.
See, it's one of the least desirable calories that you should be eating in a healthy diet. You should eat everything in the animal but the fat. Yeah, as a hunter, yeah, you're gonna stop and actually think about that. Okay.
Health and fitness perspective. It just
Whatever.
is.
Yeah. Oh, from a fitness perspective, yes. Okay.
Right?
Sure,
It
Blaha.
stores most efficiently as body fat, causes insulin resistance.
Oh, it stores as body fat. It causes insulin resistance. No, no, fat animal fat does not cause insulin resistance or body it make you fat. It has all essential nutrients and even more. It has vitamin D and a bunch of stuff in it, dude. That's what they discovered. Yeah,
Causes elevated LDL all when it's excessive.
and you need high cholesterol because you need to it's for all functions in your body. That animal fat actually protects you, protects your cells. It protects your cells. It repairs your heart. It repairs a lot of things in your body. That cholesterol repairs you. Yeah, it does things that you wouldn't even think about. You know, but it does a lot of stuff. It repairs you. It fixes you. It does a bunch of stuff, dude. Really, it does, and it creates more hormones in your body. All the functioning hormones that are necessary.
In moderation, we handle it fine. In excess, it's deadly.
Yeah, I don't know if I eat it in excess. Here's the thing, ghrelin and leptin really works when you're eating meat. So the amount of fat and meat that you take in and whatever you're eating in that one seating, well, leptin is going to kick in and it's not going to allow you to eat anymore. It's going to stop you from swallowing any more meat. You won't be able to even swallow any more meat. You understand me? So he's wrong. But ghrelin and leptin doesn't work with a drug-induced diet called carbohydrates. Want to know why? Because it's not a nutrient. It's not a nutrient. Your body doesn't see it as a nutrient. That's why when you get full from eating meat at the buffet or wherever you go, you eat all this meat and everything, you're like, I can't down any more of this food, man. What do? You start eating cakes like crazy, cakes and ice cream and everything and cookies. You can down those forever. You never get tired of them. It's like you can't just stop eating a bag of chips. You eat the whole bag, get it? Then you want more. One candy bar is not enough. I gotta eat five, six, seven. Man, I know people that eat packs of Oreo cookies. They down them like there was no tomorrow. Get it? You want to know why? And they can continue keep eating more sweet stuff because your body doesn't see it as a nutrient.
All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys and gals next time.
Yeah, it was very informative. Do not do anything that he says. Stay away from that, or you'll look like Blaha. See you in the next one. Ciao, friends.